Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hanging Out on Monday night. We're here. I'm Brian in Milwaukee. We've got Buddy in Chicagoland. Is that safe to say? Chicagoland? I know
Yes,
you're not in Chicago, but you're near it.
I'm
So,
near it.
okay. And speaking of lands, we've got George Benson over here doing the Cooleen. Damon, who's in
George Benson.
Detroit Metro. He's in Dearborn. We've got Kevin, who's in the Ohio River Valley somewhere. And we've got Eric, as he's telling us here from Woburn, Mass. So we're hanging tonight. It's just the five of us, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was thinking about something today. I put a video up about something that happened this weekend. I did a Halloween party, and I think it went pretty well. But I was thinking about some of the other DJs who play there. And I know most of you in here are familiar with doing bar club type of work. You've done it before, or you're currently doing it. Buddy, maybe not so much. You've done a little bit of it, maybe. Well, okay. Think of this from a wedding DJ's point of view then. When I work at this establishment, the bar makes money. When some of the other DJs work at this establishment, the bar does not make money. And I have said before that I really do believe that a lot of it has to do that I keep an eye on the bar, make sure the bar's got people at it. If my dance floor is full and the bar's empty, they're not making money, right? You've got to get them to the bar somehow. And I mean, in a perfect world, you're constantly rotating the bar. You've always got somebody at the bar, and then you always got somebody you can send to the bar while you pull the people away from the bar to the dance floor. That way the drinks keep flowing, the bar makes money. But there's another element here. I mean, if you break it down even further, and that has to do with the types of music that the DJs are playing. And I had made a comment on the video that I did where I felt like a lot of these DJs are being self-indulgent, just kind of playing what they thought was cool, where it's not necessarily what's good for the audience or the bar. And somebody in the comment section had said, yeah, DJs are selfish or self-indulgent or something like that. Then I'm kind of like, you know what? I get it. I think I get it. Because we are all artists, right? And we want to do some sort of artistic expression with our music. But there's a time and a place for that. How do you feel about a statement like that? Do you feel like there's a time and a place for artistic expression and a time to make money?
Oh, most definite. It's like my Wednesday night bar gig is definitely we can be artists there because it's a small little intimate venue that holds maybe I think capacity of 60 people.
Yeah.
Okay, so they allow us to be artists and play what we want, and we built that type of crowd in to let us come in and do. They follow us and say, okay, we know we're not going to hear all the bangers, but we're going to hear some different type of music that night.
Right.
That maybe 6 months down the line, they'd be like, oh, okay, this works.
The audience is digging it, though,
Yeah, the
regardless of
audience is
your
digging it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not
Right.
just playing to yourself. You're playing
No,
to an audience who expects you to do something that is artistic.
exactly. But then Friday and Saturday nights, that's a whole different ball game. It's all about making money that night. We're
Whatever it
rotating
takes.
we're rotating the floor. We're playing to the crowd. We're playing, getting people dancing, making them thirsty so they will go to the bar.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's Friday and Saturday nights. Completely different from Wednesdays.
Well, I was thinking about Buddy. He doesn't do any of this type of bar club night spot stuff, but he's doing weddings. Most of everything that Buddy does,
hmm
he's playing to the audience. He's making sure the audience is happy and wants to play what they want to hear. I would argue, though, that after you've been doing this for many, many years, there is artistic expression there too. It's not that it's free of artistic expression. It's just a different type of artistic expression.
Right.
Do you agree with that, Buddy?
I would say yeah. And the thing is that with anytime you're dealing with a wedding, and again, my experience, it's not the same thing as a bar in some aspects, but some things it is. And listening to people here talk about moving, people off the dance floor up to the bar and back and forth. the bar at a wedding's not making money because that's all prepaid,
Yeah, who cares?
but still have that rotation is nice because you get different people on, different people off.
Right.
You play a song, people maybe go slow dance. Okay, it gets a minute or two for people to go to the restroom, to the bar to get something to drink, come
You
back
give
on.
everybody a chance.
You had that flow going, and that's
Right.
that to me. Again, I'm not making a bar money unless it's a cash bar,
Uh-huh.
but I am rotating and trying to keep that motion going and keeping that the drinks flowing and people having fun. And I think like at a bar, especially on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or whatever busy night it is, you're trying to do that and you're trying to have that. And I think that's a very important balance is knowing and seeing what the crowd is doing, watching the floor, know what works, what songs work, what hits in that bar. And just like I try to do at my wedding, I try to
Sure.
read the floor and see what's going on and make sure that it has that rotation going on all night.
Oh, I was just thinking, if Bill and Carrie hire you for the DJ, they're going to get a different experience than if they hire me for the DJ for the same event. And it's not that you're better than me or I'm better than you. It's just that we are artists, even if we're playing in a way that's not necessarily playing our favorite songs. We're doing it in a way, and we're making choices that are very much part of our artistry. I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not suggesting that if you are playing to an audience, you are not expressing yourself artistically. What I'm suggesting is that if you're only playing for yourself and no one's feeling what you're doing in the audience, you're being self-indulgent.
Well,
and it doesn't serve anyone.
You have a palette of kind of like artists, one who paints.
Yeah.
You have a palette of watercolors. What you take those watercolors, those basic colors, and those other colors, you start mixing stuff and put it onto a canvas is kind of what we do with music. And taking that music and translating so people understand what's happening and paint a picture for them.
Sure.
And it's going to differ from different artists, different people. Just like
your style is your art.
You may be Picasso, I may be Rembrandt. We're still artists. We still do the same thing, but it's a different philosophy, a different way of looking at things, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, I believe so too. Otherwise, we'd all be the same, and it wouldn't matter. Eric is doing a lot of karaoke stuff, and he's doing multiple bars every week. And it's a different vibe with what you've got. But what do you have to contribute to this? I'm sure you've got some thoughts.
Well, whether you're at a wedding, and I know weddings are prepaid, they got their money, but they're still selling alcohol, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they still want that register ringing, just like a karaoke bar or a nightclub. That register ain't ringing. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. I hate to say it, is that register ringing up. You
got to make money to justify your existence there.
Even at a wedding. And, well, you know what? I can see.
Not so much at a wedding, I don't believe.
I know. I just took that back. Because at a wedding, they really got all their money they wanted already. That bar money is just over the top. It's whatever, right. Karaoke bar or a regular bar, whatever, or a nightclub. It is, and it's funny when you mention the karaoke because I do that 4 nights out of my week.
Yeah.
And then Saturdays I save for weddings, private parties, whatever. That's always open for those. And these karaoke shows that I do, you guys are referring to a painting and a palette. And I refer it to as every karaoke show is like a puzzle, and it's up to me to put the pieces in.
Yeah.
Some nights I don't have a certain piece to complete that puzzle, and that's when I get frustrated. I want it to go the way I want it to go. We all do. We all have, okay, it's going to go like this. And when does it ever?
Sure.
So that's what I mean. You got to start putting pieces together, and it's like a puzzle. Every show I do, and knock on wood, most nights I can put that puzzle together and it's great. But we all have that night where it just no matter what you didn't go the way you wanted it to.
I can imagine with karaoke, it's got to be incredibly frustrating, especially when you're trying to help the bar make money. What kinds of things can you do as a karaoke host to help maximize bar revenue?
Well, I'll give you one great example. Here's Here's how you're going to maximize that bar. Don't make it boring. If you, and this goes with DJing too, not just, but karaoke show, you got 4 people up doing slow songs, people are going to start leaving.
Right.
It's boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is why I'll do bumper music in between to make it a little.
Sure.
But you start doing 4 slow songs in a row for karaoke, they're not only slitting their wrist in the audience, but they're looking for the exit, okay? They had enough. So, and you got Ray saying, hey, I was supposed to be up after Bonnie. I'm making up names here. But,
Sure.
well, I didn't put you up after Bonnie because she just did a slow song. You're doing a slow one. And the one after you is doing a slow one. I've got
Right.
what I mean by it's a puzzle.
Got to break it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a puzzle that you got to put together to make it exciting for everyone. Not everyone's there for that reason.
Sure. So you're not just lining them up and knocking them down. You are really thinking about what order you're putting these singers in, what songs they're actually doing. And I will add, and for those of you out there watching this, you may not know this, but Erica's kind of our resident stand-up guy, stand-up comedian again. Not stand-up guy like a made guy, although he can be that too, I guess. But I'm talking about he's quick-witted, and I've heard stories about what you're doing at the shows that you do, as far as what you say on the mic during buffer time and things like that. And
my applause,
very entertaining kind of guy, and that's important too. Something really important to bring to the table. So I'm saving the best for last, Kevin. That's you.
Ooh.
You're the rock star here.
Kevin's the man. Yeah.
If you are DJing at a bar, what are you doing to help that bar make money?
Well, I mean, the number one thing you said right there is getting them active, getting them on the dance floor, getting them tired out so they need to go take a drink.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically the number one thing.
Sure.
You can be advertising. Maybe they have a, let's say before Halloween, maybe they're having a Halloween night, do some advertising for whatever they're got coming up promoting.
Sure.
Make sure you're doing that, especially if it's slow night and you got time to talk in between. Levity, as our Rodney Dangerfield said down below, little levity never hurts anyone. And that's sort of what I did when I worked at a bar. It was the time frame when they had me there was not ideal. They had me starting at 8 and stopping at midnight, which is not the fun time. 8 o'clock, it was more families coming into the bar/restaurant. There was a shuffleboard outside. They'd drift outside. They'd say, hey, great tunes. Thanks for the music. You weren't really getting a dance crowd. You were getting a family thing. And then around 11, that's when it would start hopping. So that's when it become fun. The tip jar started flowing, and so I was good with that.
Interestingly enough, you mentioned the family thing. I get a lot of that at the establishment that I work at because it operates as a restaurant during the day until about 9 o'clock at night. In fact, the kitchen doesn't close until 10 sometimes. I have found that when I have families in there, what I feel like I can do to help the servers, the who are bringing the food out and all that, is maybe play to those kids a little bit. And you can do it with Taylor Swift stuff if they're girls and that's what they want to hear or whatever. Parents are so indulgent of their children these days. It seems like if you do anything for their kids, they really appreciate it because they really want to show their kids a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you play something for those kids, I'm thinking in my head, maybe that server is going to get a little bit bigger tip than she would have gotten normally because she's, we went the extra mile. We didn't have to do that, but we did it. And it was appreciated. Just as an example.
Yeah. And then for my self-indulgent part, I usually, if I'm doing an event like a wedding or something and I get there early, I'll play the tunes I want to do before I'm on the clock.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's my me time.
Yeah.
The things I do that Rodney there does is karaoke. One of the things I sort of push the bar is like, hey, we're going to be doing karaoke till 11 o'clock. Maybe you're not feeling comfortable yet, but those bartenders, they have this little bottle called Liquid Courage. Take a few swigs of that, and then maybe later on in the night, come on up here and sing your song. So
Hey, this is DJ Kevin. I'm here till 2, and so are you. The doors are locked. You know.
So make the best of it.
Lemonade. So
Have we left anything out here that we should express to our, millions and millions of people are going to be watching this?
I had a
Oh, I can't think of nothing.
If you're going to work at a bar or a club or any night spot, it's not something like a wedding reception or a birthday party, whatever. If an establishment is going to hire you, I can't express this enough. You have to justify your existence financially. And the only way you're going to do that is by doing something that's going to make this establishment money. If you're not making them money, you're not justifying your existence. So just something to think about. Do what you can to make that place money. Eric, you had something? Kevin had something? Y'all have something?
What I'm doing is I've been promoting the karaoke on my personal business website, also on my personal site. So I'm trying to help them. I'm also going on Facebook groups that are a Ohio karaoke Facebook group. I'm trying to help them, and they are trying to help themselves. They promote it on themselves. They have signs they have on each of the tables.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to grow it at this location and at other ones, in the future. So that's sort of social media promotion, let other people know, hey, that's something to sort of promote the bar, which promotes alcohol, which promotes longevity of you in their venue.
Do you have a way to track what the effectiveness of that is? Meaning, is there anything, do you have any indications as to who you actually brought into the place?
That's one of the things I would like to get more information on. I do that. I feel that same way as far as DJ weddings or events. I always try to, when they reach out to me, how did you find me? What connected the dots between you and me, so that I know what promotions, what venue, what avenues to use to better myself.
I wonder what would happen, and I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. With something like that, what would it be like if you said something like, "Tell him DJ Kevin sent you, and you'll get a free rail drink or something"? I don't know. It's just an idea,
Yeah, that way that would be a way to figure out. And then the different sites that you're on, you could create a different thing. The one it's like,
you could, sure.
that way you'd know which one I'm getting the response from based on what the free thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Maybe there's I don't know, mention DJ Kevin City and you get a free koozie, or I don't know what, but I'm just saying, whatever that happens to be, maybe that would be an interesting way to track how effective your marketing outreach is if you're taking the time to do it. I mean, yeah, I posted some stuff on my Facebook page for the event that was happening last Saturday, and yeah, I had people come down because of it. Some people that I knew, not a lot, but some. But if I were going to go out to, some broader neighborhood groups or some demographics, try to hit some demographics of a certain age or whatever, I would love to know what my effectiveness was with my marketing. Because, I mean, we kind of do this carte blanche. We just want to bring seats in. I've never considered myself a club promoter. It's something I've never tried to do. But if I were going to attempt it, and if I were going to continue to do it, I would like to know that it was effective, or it's just a waste of my time,
Yeah.
Good show, guys.
I got one more thing to add.
Oh, never mind. Buddy's going to say something.
One more thing to add real quickly. And Brian, I was there at one of the times when you worked at the one club, and you didn't do it, and I know other DJs that don't do it, but some DJs pigeonhole themselves to one style or one genre of music, and they don't look at what's happening, what the people are doing. And I think that's another thing that, again, I don't do bars and restaurants and stuff like that, but I feel that even for a wedding or a party, you need to look at what's going on, what's happening, and not say, hey, I'm going to play whatever music I like. You got to play other music.
Regardless as if you do bars or weddings or birthday parties or whatever, raise your hand. Just simply raise your hand if you've ever been hired to do a job and they said they wanted one style of music, but then you got there and they wanted something completely different than that. Okay, there you go. Got to be flexible. Got to be flexible. And the more flexible you are, I feel like the more effective you are. I had a couple in there last night from the Dominican Republic. And I happen to know an artist who's Dominican and a really popular song that I really like. It's Mena Fe de Vaca. Just spoiler for you. Put that on, they lost their minds because I saw them. You know, I saw them, and that meant a lot to them. They were there all night long. They were drinking all night long. They were super cool, but I saw them, and that goes for any demographic. Maybe they're there from Germany. You play something German. I mean, worst case scenario, play 99 Red Balloons if you have to. If you've got somebody from Australia, yeah, throw a minute work song on. Just let them know you see them, you know, or an NXS track or whatever. Got some Indians in there, throw on Mundiang Kubaki because it's a jam. I'm just saying.
It's funny you just brought that up, Brian. Before you wrap it up, I
Yeah.
had a wedding 3-4 weeks ago, somewhere around there, and a couple came in from Italy, flew in from Italy for the wedding. And the people that were sitting with them said, "Can you play something for them?" They flew down there from Italy. And right away, I thought, Buddy sent me an Italian song that's Gloria from Laura Branigan.
Oh, yeah, the original.
She got the idea. Yes. Now I throw this on. I said, "Where's that couple from Italy that flew in?" They come out to the floor. Now the whole floor is packed because they know the rhythm. They know what it's supposed to be saying. You know, they're singing the English to it, even though, and the Italian couple singing the words to what, you know, it was great. I mean, again, that's just like throwing somebody a bone in the audience and that goes a long way.
Let me tell you what's cool about that.
Yeah.
Just hearing that story. Here's the cool part about it. I think most DJs would have thought, oh, Italian? I'm going to play Dean Martin, That's Amore. Guess what? That's an American Italian song.
But that's too easy anyway.
It's an Italian-American song. They may not know that in Italy.
Right.
It's not in Italian. And
that's right, too. I see what you're saying. Right.
I've been to Italy. Italians, there are only a few countries in Europe where they actually use the native language on the television. One of them's Germany and one of them's Italy. If you go to Greece, you go to Finland, you go anywhere else that I've been anyway, the TV is in whatever language the show was made in, with subtitles in their language. So if I go to Finland and I'm watching The Simpsons, it's Homer Simpson, and it's subtitled in Finnish below it. If I go to Greece, same thing. It's Homer Simpson talking like you know how he talks, and it's subtitled in Greek. If I go to Germany, Homer Simpson sounds nothing like Homer Simpson. He's German, and it's really kind of scary. Italy's like that too. So playing something authentically Italian, and not just Italian American, went a long way. I think that was really smart.
No, it was great. It went over well, and I can't thank Buddy enough because he played it on the show like after recording one night, and I said, "You got to send me that. I don't know when I'm going to need it, but I will need it."
Yeah, one of these.
4 weeks ago at this wedding, I was a hero in their eyes and the guests because they were all clapping and like, "Wow, we can't believe you just did that." I'm like, "Well, you know."
The comment I get a lot down at Safe House is that, you know, when I get that couple in from Dominican Republic or from Colombia or from, I don't know, Pakistan or India or whatever, I'll play them something. You know, I may not have a huge library of music or even knowledge of music to play for them, but I know something. And it doesn't have to be their favorite song. They just want to be seen, you know?
Knowledge.
It's like if I went to Thailand and I was the only dude there and somebody put on Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, I would feel seen. That is not my jam. I don't own the album. I've never bought the album. I don't play the song. I don't like the song, really. But I would feel seen just because they tried, you know? And I think that's what counts.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to throw in that little gem.
Yeah.
whether or not everybody in the room's going to like it or not,
Hmm.
you know, and it makes a world of difference.
I think so too.
Yeah, it does. It's, maybe just you and that couple are going to appreciate it, but that will go a long way.
It's not just that though, because I know last night when I put on the Malafé song, because that couple had been sitting there all night and they've requested songs. I played a lot of songs they requested and they didn't get up.
Hmm.
But when I put on La Vaca, which is a song that you all should know and have because it's awesome, everyone was excited for them because they were doing the merengue. And everyone was watching them do the merengue. And then some people tried to do the merengue too. They'd never heard the song before, but they were trying to do it too. And that was cool,
They were trying to learn it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was like this come together moment. It was really neat. And I've
Nice.
seen it in multicultural weddings too. When you play a song that the other culture has never heard before, they're at least trying to join in on that. It's kind of neat. But
Great.
anyone else besides Buddy? Anyone else? I'm sorry, Buddy. I'm just picking on you.
We love you, buddy.
We love you, Buddy. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We will see you
Sponsors.
next week.
Yep.
Sponsors.
The sponsor.
Oh yeah, sponsors. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're sponsored by DJ Event Planner. Have a look at DJ Event Planner down here in the description of this video on YouTube, along with some of our other sponsors. Thank you, DJ Event Planner, for being one of our many proud and awesome channel sponsors. I love the word awesome, don't you? Thank you.